In today's video, I'm reviewing a 2013 Subaru XV Crosstrek. The XV Crosstrek was introduced in 2013 and is heavily based off the 4th generation Subaru Impreza. Essentially, it's a Subaru Impreza with an additional 3 inches of ground clearance and some styling modifications that give it a little more rugged overall appearance. The 2nd generation of the Crosstrek was introduced in 2018. I'm a big fan of the exterior styling on the Subaru XV Crosstrek, enough so that I actually bought one back in 2014, and while I don't own the vehicle anymore, I still appreciate the overall look of these vehicles. And the Impreza is really nice looking. I think that the styling on the Impreza is excellent, but the things that they did to differentiate the Crosstrek from the Impreza, I think just further enhance the overall look of this vehicle. A few of the things that differentiate the Crosstrek from the Impreza, the main thing is that these wheels, they're a set of 17-inch wheels with a combination of black and stainless steel, just give it a little more rugged appearance than the wheels you get in the Impreza. It also comes with these black fender flares, which help protect the vehicle from scratches when you're driving off on a gravel or dirt road that might be a little bit narrow, with plants kind of encroaching into the path of travel. So it gives it that rugged appearance. Obviously, the additional 3 inches of clearance also give it a little more rugged overall look. And then the front bumper is slightly different than what you get on the Impreza. Those are pretty much the differences in terms of styling between these two vehicles. And while they seem pretty minor, comparing a Crosstrek and Impreza side by side, they really do have a very different overall look with those minor changes. Subaru really made a pretty smart decision creating this model because it didn't cost a lot in terms of research and development or manufacturing, and yet they appealed to a whole different segment in terms of buyers. I'm actually surprised that more brands haven't copied this mentality on their vehicles. One of the things that I think really looks better on the Crosstrek than the Impreza is these large tail lights. Not only are they quite large and blocky, but on an SUV, they kind of fit in a little better than on a car. They almost seem out of place on the Impreza, and I think having that additional clearance and giving it more of an SUV-like look, those do look better in Crosstrek form. The Crosstrek's also offered a number of different color options not available on the Impreza, including this orange, which give it a very unique overall look. Very fun color options available on the Crosstrek. Some new colors that have been offered with the 2nd generation, not offered on the 1st, that also expand the overall choices for buyers. But overall, really great looking vehicle. It's got a nice simple look to it, and yet at the same time, it's unique, it's rugged, and then it's still small. Very easy vehicle to drive, and just a great overall option for buyers that need something that's fuel efficient, but they still have that need to drive in snow and ice or get off on the occasional back road. My Crosstrek, I have a couple of videos taking it off onto some back roads in the snow. We took it in Canyonlands in Moab off on some dirt roads that were somewhat rugged, nothing too crazy, but it's surprisingly capable with that 8.7 inches of ground clearance. I'll put some links in the description below to some of those videos if you're interested in seeing some of the capability of this vehicle. I've also got a playlist on the Crosstrek that goes through a number of various videos that I created when I had my 2014. See that it comes with roof rails. Makes it easy to add an aftermarket roof rack, or of course you can buy Subaru attachments if you choose. Jumping into the Crosstrek, you'll see that it has a very nice overall look. Again, this is basically an entry-level vehicle with a starting price of just under $22,000, and so there's not a huge amount of options or features on the Crosstrek, but it kind of has everything that you need, nothing that you don't, and it's all presented in a very nice, clean, upscale fashion. In terms of options, we've got power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. The seat is not powered, so that's manual. I'm actually a fan of that. I think manual seats are just fine. This model's fitted with leather. We've also got heated seats for both the driver and front passenger. On the steering wheel, we've got controls for audio and cell phone, so there's Bluetooth connectivity. We've got cruise control. Instrument cluster you'll see has a nice clean overall appearance. Tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right with fuel, instant fuel economy feedback down below on the bottom right. We've got an AM/FM radio with CD player. One thing I'm not crazy about on Subaru models in general, including the Crosstrek, is that the audio system is not that impressive. Pretty poor characteristics overall. I do have a video on my channel on how to replace the tweeters, which is a very simple plug and play option. Doesn't take a whole lot of expertise, so that's pretty easy to do. Really significantly increases the overall sound of the vehicle. We've got temperature control here, so it's just single zone climate control. Obviously heat and air conditioning. But overall, just a nice clean appearance, black with the stainless steel accents. Pretty nice quality materials. The dashboard is kind of a soft plastic. So they've got a pretty nice combination of the overall materials in this vehicle. This model also comes with the sunroof. See controls just above here. The mirror also offers kind of the home link system for garage door openers. So you have 3 different settings there. It's also got a compass and then auto dimming. So that's the front seat. Jumping into the rear, despite the short length of the Crosstrek, the back seat is actually very spacious. So that's a real highlight on the Crosstrek. Plenty of legroom and headroom. And overall, the seats are very comfortable in the Crosstrek. Nothing to complain about in that sense. Give you a view from the back seat up to the front. Of course, the seats do fold flat, giving you additional cargo capacity. It's nice that it's got kind of this built-in rubber floor mat to protect the seat backs. And you'll see we've got a 60-40 split, so you can fold down this side, that side, either or neither. And jumping into the rear of the Crosstrek, this is one area where the Crosstrek's a little bit more limited. Again, this is a compact SUV, and so you're getting excellent gas mileage. Part of that is because it's a small vehicle and there's not a huge amount of cargo capacity. Down low, there's a fair amount of space in terms of dimensions, but because of the angle of the vehicle, you'll see that it kind of cuts off that top portion, significantly reducing that overall cargo capacity. So it's something to keep in mind if you're looking at a Crosstrek. The Subaru Forester is very similar to the Crosstrek overall in terms of powertrains, features, pricing, but it's not as attractive as the Crosstrek. And so that's kind of the trade-off that you get with the Crosstrek, is that yes, it does slope down in the back, significantly reducing that cargo capacity, but the Crosstrek's an excellent looking vehicle, and so that's kind of the trade-off to weigh on whether you're looking a little bit more for functionality or overall style. So I mentioned earlier that I used to own a 2014 Subaru XV Crosstrek, and in general I really was a big fan of the vehicle. It had a lot of great things to offer. It was great looking, it was comfortable, it was a really nice size that made it very manageable and fun to drive inside of the city, and then with that symmetrical all-wheel drive system, it was very capable in snow and ice. And so there were a lot of really great things about it, but there were also some downsides that eventually led me to sell the vehicle and upgrade to a new car. And the first thing that bothered me is that inside of the cabin, it's pretty loud. And that's a combination of the vehicle translating a lot of the road noise, especially when you're on a bumpy road, and then wind noise. I don't know if it's just that the vehicle's got very thin glass or not a lot of insulation, but compared to other vehicles out there, you get a lot of noise inside of the cabin. On top of that, that 148 horsepower sitting under the hood, while it's great for fuel economy and the Crosstrek really impresses in that capacity, it feels pretty measly when you're trying to drive at all aggressively. Whether that's merging onto the highway, driving over a mountain pass, or passing vehicles on the highway, it can really struggle, and it was definitely a downside of the vehicle that I didn't care for. It's not only that the vehicle is underpowered, but that 4-cylinder engine really makes a lot of noise and vibrates the vehicle when you're accelerating. So it always feels like you're really pushing the vehicle to its limit. And so that was the other thing that I wasn't really crazy about with my Crosstrek. So that's a review of the 2013 Subaru XV Crosstrek. These vehicles have a lot to offer to potential buyers. Not only are they coming in at a very competitive price point, but Subarus are known for having some of the best resale value of any automaker out there. And so down the road, when you go to upgrade or buy that next vehicle, this vehicle is going to be very good at maintaining a lot of that initial investment that you make buying it right now. On top of that, Subarus have a really good reputation for reliability and durability. This vehicle is excellent in snow and ice conditions, and it's great looking. So there's a lot of really good high points for the vehicle if you're willing to overlook the fact that it's a little bit underpowered and lacks some of the refinement that you get from higher end models, not only in Subaru's lineup, but from other automakers. This is a great option to consider. If you have any comments or questions, leave those in the section below. For more car reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.